The deepest betrayals often come not from foes, but from those who call themselves friends. You know the type. They smile warmly to your face, yet quietly undermine your confidence behind your back. They feign care, but their actions drain your energy, dim your light, and keep you small. This is what we call a frenemy. If you're not vigilant, they'll erode your peace for years, leaving you wondering if you're imagining things. Today, I'll share 5 clear signs you're dealing with a frenemy, and why cutting ties isn't just an option, it's a vital act of self-protection. This isn't mere speculation or online advice. These are real patterns psychologists see in toxic relationships. If you've ever felt uneasy after talking to someone who claims to be your friend, this video is for you. Your inner peace is priceless. Your growth, calm, and stoic strength deserve protection. Grab a glass of water, settle in, and let's face the truth together. If this resonates, please like, subscribe, share with someone who needs to hear it, and comment about your own experience with a frenemy. Let's unmask the pretenders and build the peaceful, lasting relationships you deserve. First, let's understand the frenemy. Here's a hard truth. Some of the cruelest betrayals come from those who claim to be your allies. They don't show open hostility but hide it behind smiles, concern, and polished charm. You believe they're on your side, yet in truth, they play a subtle game, slowly chipping away at your confidence. One day, you're questioning every move, wondering if you're too sensitive or imagining things, but you're not wrong. This is how frenemies operate, appearing supportive while quietly undermining you when you need them most. They're masters of disguise, reading the room and adapting their behavior. Alone with you, they cheer your ideas and praise your creativity. But in a crowd, their support vanishes, replaced by subtle digs that make you feel foolish or unprepared. You might share a private idea and hear, "That's brilliant," but in a group, they say, "It's an option, but maybe not practical," planting doubt without owning the blame. This two-faced behavior isn't random. It's a calculated move to keep you off balance. The more you doubt yourself, the less you question them. A stray comment here, a half-hearted compliment there. These seem minor, but they add up. When you call them out, they play innocent. "I didn't mean it that way," or "You're misunderstanding me." This is emotional manipulation, designed to make you question your own reality. Psychologists call it silent abuse, wrapping you in a fog of confusion and self-doubt. Picture yourself working on a community project, pouring hours into planning, rallying volunteers, and securing funds. In private, your friend applauds your leadership and drive, but in the public meeting, they highlight flaws you never discussed, painting your work as rushed or naive. You leave the meeting feeling diminished, embarrassed, and deeply betrayed. This is a hallmark of a frenemy. Their goal isn't to help you grow, but to hold you back just enough to ensure you're never a threat to their ego. Their approval comes with strings. Their criticism is strategic. They crave the power imbalance when you start relying on them to validate your choices. Let's be honest. This isn't just annoying. It's dangerous. Over time, you stop trusting your own judgment and hand your confidence to someone who least deserves it. The Stoics saw this clearly. Epictetus warned, "If someone provokes you and succeeds, your mind is complicit in that provocation. You're not responsible for their cruelty." but you control how you respond. Recognizing their game is your first step toward freedom. You don't need to win their battles. You just need to see through their tactics and refuse to play along. The Stoic approach is about clarity and emotional distance. It doesn't mean you stop caring about others, but that you stop letting them define your worth. When someone acts one way in private and another in public, don't make excuses for them. Accept what they show you. Don't try to fix them, set boundaries instead. Maybe you share less with them. Maybe you spend less time together. In some cases, you cut contact entirely. This isn't harsh, it's self-respect. True friends never make you feel small or sow doubt for their own gain. They don't blame you for reacting to their cruelty. Real friends are consistent. Whether you're alone or in a crowd, they want you to succeed. Even if your wins don't benefit them, facing the truth that a trusted friend is working against you is painful, but it's a necessary step to clear your heart. That grief makes space for relationships built on honesty and mutual respect. You can't control who chooses to manipulate, but you can choose not to play their game. Cultivate your own strength. Sharpen your clarity. And don't let their duplicity shake you. This is where Stoic wisdom shines. It doesn't promise you'll avoid pain or betrayal, but it assures you can rise above without breaking. It reminds you that your worth is yours to protect. Spotting these signs early is key. The sooner you see the deception, the sooner you reclaim your peace. If these insights hit home, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. As we move to the next section, competitive sabotage. We'll explore how these people don't just undermine your confidence quietly, they actively work to derail your success while pretending to cheer you on. This next sign reveals the lengths a frenemy will go to keep you from outshining them, and how Stoic thinking can anchor you against their hidden hostility. Let's dive into competitive sabotage and uncover how to stand firm in your own strength. Let's talk about a darker side of frenemies: competitive sabotage. This isn't the healthy rivalry that pushes you to grow. True friends celebrate your wins and cheer your goals, even while chasing their own. But frenemies see your success as a threat, a blow to their own worth. They rarely sabotage openly, no harsh insults or direct confrontations. Instead, their attacks are subtle, cloaked in helpfulness or concern. They chip away at your confidence disguised as advice. Imagine you're eyeing a big promotion, the result of years of hard work. You're excited but nervous, so you confide in a trusted friend. Instead of encouragement, they nod solemnly, warning about office politics or hinting you're not quite ready, urging you to wait. By the end, you're second-guessing whether you should even try. You think they're being honest, realistic even, but look closer. Their words don't clarify. They sow doubt. This isn't care, it's sabotage. Plain and simple. Their aim is to make you hesitate, ensuring you never outshine them. It's easier for them to dim your ambition than face their own insecurities. Competitive sabotage isn't just words. It shows up in shared projects. Maybe you're co-organizing a community event, splitting tasks fairly. But when deadlines hit, they're late, unprepared, or leave you to clean up their mess. You look incompetent by association while they maintain their reputation, or they promise feedback on a critical presentation, then pile on last-minute changes that throw you off. Even worse is how they handle your successes. When you land that promotion or win an award, they can't just say, "Congratulations." Instead, They downplay it. They suggest the role isn't as prestigious as another, or imply you got it through some unfair advantage. They always position themselves just above you, slightly better. These moments sting not just because of the words, but because of who says them. You trusted them, expected their support. The Stoics teach us to see these tactics for what they are: external threats to our inner peace, but not beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the key to overcoming competitive sabotage. You can't control if someone feels threatened by your success or needs to compete destructively, but you can control how you respond. First, recognize the pattern. Don't dismiss that gut feeling when someone repeatedly dampens your enthusiasm or plants doubt just as you're about to take a risk. Your instincts aren't paranoia, they're warnings. Once you see the pattern, stop playing their game. Limit what you share about your goals and plans. Don't give them ammunition to use against you. Second, refuse to let their words steer your choices. You owe no one your smallness. If you're ready for that promotion, apply. If you're set to launch your idea, act. Weigh feedback objectively, but don't let realistic words from someone who wants you to fail hold you back. Finally, protect your peace by setting boundaries, not always cutting ties, but redefining the relationship. If someone can't handle your success, they forfeit the right to know your deepest plans and dreams. This truth is bitter, but empowering frenemies don't weaken you because you're unworthy, but because your potential unsettles them. Their actions reflect their insecurities, not your value. When you stop shrinking to ease their discomfort, you reclaim your power. True friends compete constructively, pushing you to grow. They fight alongside you, not against you. They want you to win because they're secure enough to know your victory doesn't diminish them. Those who dim your light aren't friends, they're weights holding you back. As we move to the next sign, conditional support, we'll see how frenemies don't just undermine your wins, but weaponize their help. Their favors come with strings, tying you to their control. What about you? Have you faced this kind of subtle sabotage in your life? Drop a comment and share your story. Let's shine a light on these toxic patterns and break free together. Now, let's explore conditional support and how it drains your emotional energy. Real friendship is built on trust and steady support, not scorekeeping or convenience. But frenemies operate by a different code. Their help is never free. It's a transaction, laced with conditions. A tool to keep you indebted and off balance. This isn't friendship, it's manipulation dressed as loyalty. Consider my client Lisa's story. She and her college friend Jenna seemed inseparable trips, dinners, deep talks. But over time, Lisa noticed a troubling pattern. When she faced hardships, losing her job, grieving, her father Jenna vanished. Calls went unanswered, texts ignored. Yet when Lisa landed a new job or got invited to a high-profile event, Jenna reappeared, all smiles, eager to bask in the glow. She'd pose for photos at Lisa's promotion party, soaking up the spotlight. But when Lisa needed comfort in dark times, Jenna was nowhere to be found. It took Lisa years to see the truth. Jenna's friendship was tied to status and personal gain. Her kindness wasn't for Lisa, it was for Jenna's image. When Lisa set boundaries, asking why Jenna disappeared in tough times, Jenna played the victim. weaponizing past favors. Jenna would recall hosting Lisa's wedding or helping during a vacation, implying Lisa owed her loyalty no matter what. This is the trap of conditional support. Every favor has a price. They track every kindness, every listening ear, waiting for the moment to call in the debt. You start wondering if you can say no, given all they've done for you. They're quick to remind you when you step out of line. This toxic cycle traps you into serving their emotions. You prioritize their needs, their comfort, their approval over your own boundaries, just to keep the peace. You tell yourself you're being a good friend, but in truth, you're avoiding their punishment, the cold shoulder, the withdrawal, the passive-aggressive guilt trips. True friendship doesn't keep score. Healthy relationships have a natural rhythm of give and take. Sometimes you need more, sometimes they do. But you trust the balance will return. You don't have to prove your worth for them to show up. You don't need to earn their care by shrinking, groveling, or staying dependent. What makes conditional support so painful is that it's not obvious at first. It feels generous until you see the cost. That's why it works. It preys on your gratitude and good intentions. Over time, you get used to their inconsistency, hesitating to ask for help unless you're ready to pay it back in full. The Stoics teach us that our peace should never be held hostage to others' whims. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Each morning, remind yourself it's a privilege to live, think, enjoy, and love." That includes the right to give and receive love freely, without strings. When someone turns support into a bargaining chip, they violate that basic human dignity. So, how do you respond? First, spot the pattern. Don't excuse their absence during your struggles as busyness or bad timing when it happens repeatedly. If they vanish in your dark moments but show up to bask in your victories, see it clearly. Second, don't trade their affection for your self-worth. You don't need to barter emotional labor for friendship. Their withdrawal is their choice, not your failing. Don't let them guilt you into prioritizing them when they only appear when it suits them. Third, set boundaries without apology. Limit what you give. Share less of your heart. You can still be polite, even kind, without granting them access to your most vulnerable moments. Most importantly, cultivate the steady resilience Stoicism offers. When you no longer rely on external validation to feel worthy, you stop being a target for their manipulation. You learn to lift yourself up. You become the friend you wish to have, steadfast, loyal, generous, without keeping score. And in doing so, you attract others who live the same way. Recognizing conditional support doesn't make you cold or cynical, it makes you honest. It frees you from years of emotional servitude. It restores your right to ask for help without feeling indebted, and to take pride in your wins without needing their spotlight. If this resonates, comment yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear them. As we shift to the next topic, weaponizing shared secrets, we'll uncover a deeper betrayal when a trusted friend uses your confidences against you. This is one of the most painful forms of manipulation, and spotting it early protects your dignity and peace. Think of a moment when something truly wonderful happens, a big contract signed, a dream home found, or good health news after weeks of worry. Your instinct is to share with those closest to you, expecting them to rejoice, celebrate, and affirm your worth. That's what friendship should be, a safe space to savor victories. But with a frenemy, you get something else. Instead of joy, you face avoidance. Instead of congratulations, you get criticism. You share your new home, and they point out the neighborhood's decline or warn about shady landlords. You celebrate hitting a sales goal, and they counter with a bigger win or remind you, numbers aren't everything. This isn't random. It's a deliberate tactic to dull your enthusiasm, shrinking your victory so they don't feel small by comparison. I recall a client who earned a prestigious award after years of quiet hard work. She was thrilled to tell her friend, but instead of heartfelt praise, she got a forced smile and a comment that the award was mostly political, that others more deserving were overlooked. By the call's end, my client felt ashamed for mentioning it, as if she'd been arrogant or naive for wanting to celebrate. This is joy stealing in its purest form, not social clumsiness or forgetfulness, but a deliberate refusal to share in your happiness. Psychologists call this joy stealing, and it's one of the deepest wounds in relationships, because our milestones matter. We affirm success by celebrating. It's how we tell ourselves, this was worth it. I did well. When someone consistently denies that affirmation, it plants seeds of self-doubt. Slowly, you become cautious. You share good news with disclaimers. You downplay achievements before they're appreciated. Eventually, you might stop sharing altogether, choosing silence over the risk of being diminished or embarrassed. This isn't trivial. It's a profound injury to your self-worth. The message is clear. Your success is inconvenient. Your happiness is excessive. Your pride is arrogance. Worst of all, you're left managing their feelings about your life. The Stoics remind us that others' reactions are beyond our control, but our responses are not. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The pain of these moments isn't just in the frenemy's words, but in how we internalize them, letting them shape our view of our own success. Recognizing this is the first step. You can't change their insecurity, but you can refuse to let them judge your joy. Share your victories with those who clap sincerely, who feel genuine pride in your growth, who don't see your success as a critique of their choices. If you must keep frenemies in your life due to work, family, or shared circles, manage the relationship with clarity and realism. Guard your inner circle tightly. Don't invite frenemies to share your biggest moments or hear your best news first. Protect your joy from those who turn it into shame. And take a moment to reflect. Have you ever struggled to celebrate others' wins? Tempted to point out flaws or risks? True friends set aside their own insecurities to honor your moment. They show up consistently, cheering without conditions. They create space for your light to shine. Knowing joy isn't a limited resource to hoard. They believe there's enough happiness to go around. When you see someone who can't or won't celebrate with you, it's not your job to fix them. Your responsibility is to protect your inner peace. Hold fast to your victories, and share them with those who genuinely want you to thrive. You deserve to take pride in what you've built. As we wrap up these warning signs, reflect on what you've learned. Spotting a frenemy isn't about distrusting everyone. It's about seeing behaviors that drain your spirit and steal your peace. Next, we'll explore how to set firm boundaries and reclaim your space from these subtle saboteurs. Have you faced this kind of sabotage, or struggled to celebrate your wins because of others' reactions? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's name these toxic patterns together and build stronger, truer connections. Your story can help others find clarity. You're not overreacting. You're awakening. You're seeing the truth that's been sapping your energy for too long. It takes real courage to admit a trusted friend has undermined your peace. But this awareness is a gift. It frees you from playing their role. You don't have to stay polite at the cost of your sanity. Choose clarity over chaos, strength over surrender. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we control. You decide who enters your heart, mind, and inner circle. Start today by drawing those lines. Say no to those who diminish your joy or worth. Say yes to guarding your energy for friends who truly understand and celebrate you. This isn't cruelty, it's self-respect. It's freedom. You deserve relationships that are safe, honest, and uplifting. You deserve to share your victories without shame, to ask for help without feeling indebted, to be yourself without fear of sabotage. Don't let anyone shrink you to soothe their insecurities. If this video clarified things, don't keep it to yourself. Hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Drop a comment below and tell me which sign hit home the most. Let's talk about it. Your journey to calm. Authentic, Stoic-inspired relationships starts now. The person you'll become will thank you for every boundary you set today.